key criteria? And if so, then we're going to bring you in for an interview. At that time, then you have an opportunity to, let me tell you about all of this. You know, give them some follow-up. Here's my resume plus all the other stuff. That's my personal point of view. So,
I'm almost at 2 pages.
It was 2 pages. 2 pages is not going to kill you. I'm not going to kick someone out of the process because they got a 2-page resume. It's a lot. You know, personally, if I see 2 days here, 1 day there, I go, okay, how's that relevant to a body of work? Talk to me about the big strokes.
Or maybe what you specialize in, or something more specific, maybe. You
can talk about, video production. Did 36 weekend jobs. Find a way to summarize it, and so I don't want to belabor that. Yeah.
I've heard, I've seen some resumes and done research where you could maybe write down a really short sentence about what you did for the company that you work for. Like, for instance, if you were in retail and you single-handedly brought up sales a certain amount of percentage or something like that, to put that within the resume.
Sure, absolutely. In resumes, y'all, you want to make them as detailed as possible, and you want to give specifics. Okay? So if you put something like, I worked at the Gap and increased sales, what does that tell me? What does that tell you? You increase sales by $1 or by $2,000. You know what I'm saying? So if you put specifics in a 3-month period, I increased sales, 30%, year over year. That tells me, wow, okay, that's a measurable quantity over a measurable amount of time. So you want to be specific in your resumes. You want to use action verbs, increase sales, I managed such and such, I grew this, that, and the other, whatever it might be. So you want to use action verbs, and you want to use specifics as often as possible. So, and then, yeah, you definitely won this award as Outstanding Employee of the Month. Produced a video, detailing the day in the life of Minnesota, whatever it might be. Help produce and, manage and broadcast or whatever it might be. So, what else on that note? Haven't heard from you yet. Oh yeah, I'm pointing at you.
Yeah. Would you want us to put what we've done in school, considering school projects?
Sure. You got some projects. Led a school group. What's on your resume? Someone give me an example.
Of projects.
That's something you've done in school that you'd want an employer to know about.
Directing projects.
Okay, directing projects. Headed up a group. Don't you have group assignments and you're doing something? There's typically a team leader. Yeah, if you were the team leader, that'd be relevant. Colby's president of the IGAEAUH. That's that's good stuff. For those of you, how many of you are getting ready to graduate? All right, there's a couple in the room. Yeah. So most of you have time still. Get involved in extracurriculars. It's important. That shows, again, going back to the well-rounded, someone who is multidimensional rather than just, hey, I'm a bookworm. The more of those kind of things you do, the better it makes you look. It's extra work, and obviously you're here now, so kudos to you. But there are plenty of students that come in and they've done nothing. They went to school and you look at the resume, you're like, what'd you do? Did you hold any jobs? Did you belong to any organizations? Were you in intramurals? Like, no, I was a full-time student. Okay, great. But, what kind of people skills? You ever deal with a difficult customer? Those kind of things tell us something. And what you will find as you're interviewing, more and more companies, including ours, are going to what's called a behavioral-based interview. Who knows what that is? For $1,000. Yeah, right.
If I'm not mistaken, is basically how you react in certain situations.
Kind of, sort of. It's asking. Anyone else? Sam's? Is that Buc-ee's or?
Not necessarily.
Is that Buc-ee's? That's what it is. Any idea?
How you act, I'd say, during the interview?
Not during the interview. Behavioral-based interviewing, the premise is your past performance is the best indicator of future performance. So rather than, have you ever dealt with a difficult customer? Someone can say yes. They may be telling the truth, they may not. Who's going to say no? Opposed to a behavioral-based question along the lines of, tell me about a time you dealt with a difficult customer and how you resolved the situation. Big difference, right? So here you're going to say, well, let me tell you, I was a waiter and I spilled a drink on this person, and you give the specifics and you walk them through how you handle that situation. And that tells us on the interviewing side of the table, okay, this person, apologized, they asked what they could do to make it right, they did that, they asked if it was okay, they worked the process, and in the end the customer was happy. Or they weren't, but you still worked the process. And that tells us, okay, there's a logical thought process there. That make sense? So you'll hear, and as you're going through behavioral-based questions, make sure to give specifics. Yeah, Laura, tell me about a time when you had to make a difficult decision.
Right now?
Yes. Interview.
Okay, I would say for taking a job, maybe.
Sure.
Let's say you're faced with 3 options and they're all awesome situations that you would all want to do. And you would have to go through each one of them and do bullet points. What do you like about this? What do you don't? Just go through a process of how you handled either stressing out about it or going about figuring out which one would be right for you and how the process went and giving an outcome if this was right, if it wasn't right for you, if it was a good choice that you made.
Kind of put her on the spot there.
Yeah.
Big time.
Yeah.
But give an example, a specific example of what you did. I had 3 job offers I had to choose between, and each one was in a different industry. And so I did my research. I talked to various people. I, analyzed the situations, and in the end, I made my decision based on these criteria. That tells me, hey, you've gone through the process. You thought it through. You did your homework rather than just I flipped a coin, right? So, where were we? Kind of going off on a tangent here. You got any questions? Start calling on
what
people.
if you don't have any experience? I mean, you just do nothing but school. I work, but it has nothing to do related with my field.
But still, you work.
I'm sorry?
But still, you work. What'd you learn in that work experience? Did you?
So you would want me to apply everything that I learned for my job, something
Yeah.
else? Because I have military. I went straight to the Marine Corps.
See, that's
a lot
great.
of experience, yeah.
And I have I've only had 3 jobs, but they're all consistently long. I've been years and years. I've never flip-flopped jobs.
Okay.
See, that's good too. I mean, that shows that, it's consistent and loyal to that company, you work hard. And
Longevity.
Let's just
Didn't
say
get
I
fired.
wanted to interview with you guys, I'm just saying, and I wanted to put stuff that would kind of catch your eye. I mean, I don't know what exactly I would put.
In the Marine Corps, what'd you learn in the Marine Corps?
I was infantry.
Huh?
I was infantry.
Okay, so I can kill you if you don't give me this job. That's good. No pressure. No, what do y'all think? Marine Corps or military? What are some skill sets you might learn in the military that apply to any job?
Yeah, I learned a lot.
Leadership. What's that?
Strategic planning.
Strategic planning, dedication. What's that?
How to make a bed.
How to make a bed. He's the funny guy right here. Can't get a straight answer out of him. What else? Leadership's a huge one.
That sounds almost generic.
Teamwork, I was going to say. Working, what's that?
Sounds almost generic. I mean, anybody could put teamwork.
Yeah, but okay, in the military, what'd you do? You're infantry, but were you ever a squad leader?
Yeah.
There you go. How many people in your squad?
8.
There you go. How many of us have had 8 people work for them? See what I'm saying? I mean,
Yeah, different scenarios. Yeah, I have 15
I mean,
people and stuff like that.
okay, and so knowing who you're interviewing for, taking that information and kind of directing it towards, rather than just have, a generic resume and thinking ahead of time, okay, these are the points I want to get across. As a squad leader in the Marine Corps, I have this many people working for me. My leadership skills can apply directly to your leadership development program, because I'm interested in the management position, and I've been in, I've seen, I'm comfortable in a blue-collar environment and working with my hand, those kind of things.
Okay.
Does that help?
It helps.
Okay. So I'm happy to help you more if you like. Okay. So,
I have a question.
Please.
Can you come off as too intimidating though in an interview?
I'm sorry, what's that?
Can as an interviewee, since he was in the military, wouldn't come off as too cocky? No, not cocky.
Yeah, you worry about that too,
intimidating.
though.
Intimidating.
Yeah. Well, you kind of worry about that too, because I mean,
Yeah.
I guess me personally, I'm not used to talking about myself, but in a situation, in an interview.